Donald Trump just finished up a truly awful speech in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Trump had a kind of small Band-Aid on his right ear when he was giving a speech. Let's show you what he talked about. First, he says that he hates when people laugh at him. Play the clip.
But, you know, when I was building the wall, I said, you have to give us 28,000 soldiers. And they laughed at me. I hate when people laugh at me. I hate it. I hate it. No, it's so disrespectful. They laughed at me. We won't do that.
Then Donald Trump started talking about Hannibal Lecter again. Let me show you this. Let's play it.
It's people from insane asylums, and it drives them crazy. Hannibal Lecter, the late, great Hannibal Lecter, would like to have you for dinner. He wants you for dinner. That's the end of you, by the way. But
Donald Trump then started talking about his comb-over. Play the clip.
you know, I have to just interject. If you would turn off those cameras, because I don't want this. See the screen up there of me? That's very severe, that comb-over. That's a severe sucker. What?
Yeah, this is a truly odd one. Then Donald Trump says that he knows nothing about Project 2025 and tries to distance himself from his own plan. Here, play the clip.
And you know, the other side's going around trying to make me sound extreme, like I'm an extremist. I'm not. I'm a person with great common sense. I'm not an extremist at all. Like some on the right, severe right, came up with this Project 25, and I don't even know. I mean, some of them I know who they are, but they're very, very conservative, just like you have. They're sort of the opposite of the radical left, okay? You have the radical left and you have the radical right, and they come up with this, I don't know what the hell it is, it's Project 25. He's involved in Project, and then they read some of the things and they are extreme. I mean, they're seriously extreme. But I don't know anything about it. I don't want to know anything about it. But what they do is misinformation and disinformation.
Next, Donald Trump attacks the governor of Michigan, Governor Gretchen Whitmer, Democrat. She won her election by 10. Donald Trump lost in Michigan by about 3 points. Just watch Donald Trump attack a very popular Michigan governor. Play the clip.
Right. I don't think we have to go too much further. Well, you have a terrible governor here who did a terrible job. Whitman. I'd like to run against her, actually. I'd like to run against her. No, she's
just another stat about Michigan that I think is worth sharing. Donald Trump underperformed the 538 polls in the primaries in Michigan by around 15 to 17 points. The polls had Donald Trump getting about 15 to 17 more points than he actually did. I think that's it's a stat worth pointing out. Next, Donald Trump says that if he were to be elected, he would carry out the largest deportation operation ever on day one, sending police into various communities to knock on doors and round people up. Play the clip.
You're not going to teach a criminal not to be a criminal. Not going to happen. And you don't have the time, you don't have the energy, because you have to do other things. That is why, as soon as I take the oath of office, we will begin the largest deportation operation in the history of our country, even larger than that of President Dwight D. Eisenhower many years ago. He was a big deportation person.
I want you to stick tight and watch the end of this video, because I'm going to also show you something that I think will lift your spirits as well. While this is going on, I want to show you the door-knocking campaign for democracy that's taking place in states like Pennsylvania, but stick around to the end for that. Next, Donald Trump talks about these jokes that he has with President Xi and that they tell each other funny jokes or something. Here, play this clip.
Imagine when he meets this guy. He thinks Trump is playing a joke on him. He actually thinks there's some kind of that I'm playing a joke. He doesn't believe what happened. He doesn't believe the last election. He thinks I'm playing a joke on him. But can you imagine President Xi, Putin, all of them? They're all smart, tough. They love their country, or they want to do well with their country, whatever it is, all ideology. But we have to have somebody that can protect us. And Orban was right. We have to have somebody that can protect us. Right.
Then Donald Trump brags how Elon Musk is giving him $40 million a month. And that's why he now likes Elon Musk. Play the clip.
And so are other. We have to make life good for our smart people. You know, we have some smart people. We have to make life good for our smart people. And he's as smart as you get. But Elon endorsed me the other day, and I didn't even know this. He didn't even tell me about it. But he gives me $45 million a month.
In Michigan, Donald Trump says that he thinks that people in Wisconsin will now vote for him because he says that he gave the state $250 million and bought their votes by holding the convention in that state. Here, play that clip.
And Wisconsin is going to vote for us because we spent $250 million. And when they go into the voting booth, they're going to say, we love this guy Trump. He gave us $250 million with jobs, and they're going to vote. Wisconsin's a very important state, as we know.
Then Donald Trump said that the Republican National Convention was an absolute love fest. Play the clip.
Love. It was like a big, beautiful 4-day love fest. There was no fight. You know, there was no fight, no screams, no shouting, no get that guy off the platform. And in case there was, we had the Hulkster with us, right? How good was he? How good was the Hulkster? And Kid Rock called, he said, I want to get, you know, Kid Rock is big, and he wanted to get down, and he did an unbelievable job.
Well, it should be noted that the gay dating app Grindr had the highest usage in Wisconsin, like in the app's history, also causing the app to, go down because of the volume. Let's just take a look, though, at this beautiful love fest, as they're saying. You had the former Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy, calling Matt Gaetz a pedo. Here, let me show you this clip. Let's play it.
One who's not coming back, and then the other part that you have, and the other part you have is one person who raised the issue. He's got an ethics complaint about sleeping with a 17-year-old. So that's the way they would go. So that's the biggest challenge we have.
Oh, a total love fest, right? A total love fest. Then next up, Donald Trump continues to say how powerful President Xi is and how brilliant he is, that he controls 1.4 billion people with an iron fist. Here, play this clip.
These killers, these are sharp. The press gets angry. They said, is President Xi of China, is he a smart man? I said, no, he's a brilliant man. He controls 1.4 billion people with an iron fist. He makes guys like Biden look like babies. They don't even know whether they're coming or going. Yes, the next day headline, Trump calls him brilliant. How dare? No, okay. Let's say he's not a smart man. Okay, whatever makes you happy. No matter what you do, I say he's a brilliant man. They went crazy because I called him brilliant. So I'm just going to have to say, he's okay. He's okay.
Then Donald Trump talks about sharks and being electrocuted again. He tells that story. Let me show you that. Play the clip.
The press kills me all the time. They say, he keeps talking about sharks. This, I don't. I tell an analogy. If I'm in a boat, it's all electric, and it starts to sink. I asked the guy, do you get electrocuted sitting over this? And then I say, and I don't think there's anything wrong with this, do you? Because it's an analogy. I say, and if there's a shark about 10 yards away, right where...
Donald Trump's vice presidential pick, J.D. Vance, who previously called Donald Trump America's Hitler, he spoke before Donald Trump. And I mean, it looks like high school student government speeches when you watch J.D. Vance, by the way. And his script looked very similar to probably like an ideal script of what Putin would want. And Vance basically saying America shouldn't be involved in any way in helping to fund Ukraine or helping Ukraine. Here, let me just show you what Vance said so you can see it. Play it.
There's nothing radical about having a strong national security, that when we go to war, we punch and we punch hard, but being cautious and not trying to get America involved in every far-flung corner and conflict of the world. Sometimes, my friends, it just is none of our business, and we ought to stay out of it. That's not radical, that's common sense.
All right, thank you for sticking to the end here, because while Donald Trump's engaged in all of this type of behavior, let me show you what's taking place, though, across the country. Here's Dr. Zeke Taylor, anesthesiologist. He's one of tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of volunteers that the Biden campaign has, just knocking on doors and talking to people. And, you know, when you speak to regular folk, what they say is, look, we know Trump's crazy. We know this guy's insane, and we're going to make sure he doesn't get into office. And by the way, I think that that's reflected in the primary data. I told you about Michigan, how Donald Trump underperformed the polls in the primaries by about 15 to 17 points. By the way, that was a theme in all of the primaries, and President Biden exceeded expectations in polls in all of the primaries as well, because I just think most American voters are not following all of this drama and crap. They just know Trump's a crazy person and they don't want him to be making decisions over their family. They know the dangerous post. Here, watch this. Let me show it to you.
I just got done knocking 39 doors in Wynwood, Pennsylvania on this much milder day. The majority of the doors were low turnout Democrat and independent voters, and the answers were all the same. They want to elect Joe Biden as the next president of this country and elect more Democrats up and down the ballot. Don't believe me? Take a listen. Hi, my name is Zeke. I'm a doctor out canvassing for Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. Is this your first election that you're voting in? Okay. So what's driving you out to vote this November?
I don't like Donald Trump, and that's more pressing than me. I think it's just dangerous to have someone like him in office.
Mm-hmm. Aside from Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, think you'll vote for all the other Democrats up and down the ballot?
For sure.
Yeah, I definitely vote Democrat.
And you'll vote for all the Democrats up and down the ballot?
For sure.
You'll be voting for Joe Biden and all the other Democrats?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, great.
I hate Trump.
Be voting for Joe Biden and everyone down?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm in favor of the Democrats.
Democrats up and down the ballot?
Yep. Don't get me started on Trump.
That project.
2025?
Yeah. I mean, I can't even believe J.D. Vance. I mean, women should stay in a marriage even if it's violent. That is scary. People who are childless should have less votes. What is this, like the 3/5 of a person again?
It's pretty scary. I know.
And this whole Christian nationalist? We are riding with Biden.
It's time to cut through the noise, Pennsylvania. Let's get out the vote.
I mean, that's what's happening on the ground right now. And look, you know, the media is trying to uplift Donald Trump. This was the recent CNN report from today. This is real. CNN's report. Trump has long been criticized for his public treatment of women. The ones in his life argue he's different in private. They're literally trying to hoist him up, like they're doing work for him. Like, you realize corporate media is actually working with his campaign to put out stories like this. The guy was found liable for sexual assault. He's on audio tape bragging about sexually assaulting women. He's on audio tape saying that he owned beauty pageants so he could walk in and inspect naked women's bodies, part of his pageants, without their consent. We know who this sicko is. We hear him on tape. We're going to keep reporting the facts here on the MeidasTouch Network. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 3 million.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Meidas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.